In a world of endless distractions, where notifications compete for our attention and information overwhelms our senses, there exists a superpower that sets extraordinary achievers apart from the rest: the power of focus. Think about a magnifying glass under the sun. Scattered sunlight merely warms the surface, but when focused through the lens, that same light can ignite a fire. Your mind works in the same way. When scattered, your energy and talents barely scratch the surface of your potential. But when focused, that same energy can ignite extraordinary achievements. The greatest minds throughout history understood this power. When asked about his incredible discoveries, Isaac Newton replied, "I keep the subject constantly before me." Thomas Edison would lock himself in his laboratory for days, focused solely on his inventions. Steve Jobs transformed Apple by eliminating dozens of products to focus on just a few exceptional ones. But here's what most people don't understand about focus. It's not just about concentration, it's about elimination. It's about saying no to 1,000 good things so you can say yes to the few great ones. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, attributes his success to saying no to almost everything, focusing only on the most promising opportunities. In our modern world, distraction isn't just an annoyance, it's an epidemic. Studies show that the average person touches their phone 2,617 times per day. We switch tasks every 45 seconds when working on a computer. Each distraction costs us not just time, but deep, meaningful progress toward our most important goals. The cost of this constant switching is staggering. Research shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully regain focus after a distraction. But it's not just about time, it's about energy. Every time you switch tasks, you deplete your mental resources. It's like trying to drive a car while constantly switching lanes. You'll use more fuel and arrive later, exhausted. But here's the good news. Focus is not a talent you're born with. It's a skill you can develop. Like a muscle, your ability to focus grows stronger with practice. Every time you maintain concentration despite the urge to check your phone or switch tasks, you're building this mental muscle. Consider the Japanese concept of ikigai, finding that sweet spot where your passion, mission, profession, and vocation intersect. This discovery requires deep focus. You can't hear your inner voice, understand your true calling, or master your craft while constantly distracted by the noise of the world. Elite athletes understand this principle well. Before making the game-winning shot, a basketball player doesn't think about the crowd, the scoreboard, or their stats. They focus on one thing, the basket. This singular focus, developed through thousands of hours of practice, allows them to perform under pressure. The same principle applies to any field. Whether you're writing code, creating art, building a business, or solving complex problems, your ability to maintain deep focus will determine your level of success. In fact, in an age of increasing distraction, your ability to focus deeply is becoming your most valuable asset. But how do we develop this superpower? How do we train our minds to maintain focus in a world designed to distract us? The answer lies in understanding that focus is not just about forcing yourself to concentrate. It's about creating the right conditions for concentration to flourish. First, understand that your environment shapes your focus. Just as you wouldn't try to sleep in a nightclub, you shouldn't try to focus in an environment filled with distractions. Create a space that signals to your brain it's time for deep work. This might mean a clean desk with only essential items, phone in another room or on airplane mode, noise-canceling headphones if needed, a specific time and place for focused work. Second, recognize that focus follows energy. Your brain's ability to concentrate is highest during certain hours of the day, usually in the morning for most people. Use these peak hours for your most important work. Don't waste your best mental energy on trivial tasks. Third, embrace the power of ritual. Great artists, writers, and thinkers throughout history have used rituals to trigger their focus. Develop a pre-focus routine, perhaps making a cup of tea, doing some deep breathing, or reviewing your goals. This ritual becomes a signal to your brain that it's time for deep work. Remember, focus is not about duration, it's about depth. 20 minutes of truly focused work can accomplish more than 2 hours of distracted effort. Start with short periods of intense focus, gradually building up your mental endurance. The art of focus also involves understanding what to ignore. Your ability to say no to opportunities, to distractions, to the endless demands on your attention is just as important as your ability to say yes to what truly matters. In this age of distraction, developing your power of focus is not just about productivity. It's about living a life of meaning and purpose. When you focus deeply, you experience flow states where time seems to disappear. Connect more deeply with your work and relationships. Make fewer mistakes and produce higher quality results. Feel a greater sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Progress more quickly toward your most important goals. Your focus determines your reality. What you consistently focus on shapes not just your thoughts and actions, but your entire life path. The opportunities you see, the connections you make, the solutions you find, all depend on where you direct your mental energy. Think of focus as a spotlight in a dark room. Where you point, that spotlight determines what you'll find. Point it at problems, you'll see problems. Point it at opportunities, you'll see opportunities. Point it at solutions, you'll find solutions. The world will try to scatter your attention like leaves in the wind. But you have the power to choose where you direct your mental energy. You have the ability to cultivate deep focus, to immerse yourself fully in what matters most. Your time and energy are finite resources. How you focus them will determine the story of your life. Choose wisely, focus intentionally, and watch as your concentrated effort transforms into extraordinary achievement. Let's talk about the science of deep focus. Researchers have discovered that our brains operate in two distinct modes: focused mode and diffused mode. The focused mode is like a powerful laser beam, concentrating intensely on one thing. The diffused mode is more like a floodlight, making broader connections and enabling creativity. Understanding these two modes is crucial because peak performance comes from knowing how to use both. The most innovative solutions often emerge when we alternate between intense focus and strategic breaks. This is why many breakthrough ideas come during or after periods of rest. Consider the concept of deep work, coined by Cal Newport. This is the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. It's a skill that's becoming increasingly rare and, therefore, increasingly valuable. In an age where most people can't focus for more than a few minutes, those who can maintain deep focus for hours have an extraordinary advantage. Here are practical strategies to achieve deep focus. 1. The 90-minute rule. Your brain naturally operates in cycles called ultradian rhythms. Each cycle consists of about 90 minutes of high focus time followed by a period of recovery. Work with these natural rhythms. Focus intensely for 90 minutes. Take a 15 to 20-minute break. Repeat this cycle throughout your day. 2. The focus funnel. Start your focus sessions with a clear progression. First 5 minutes. Clear your mind and set intentions. Next 25 minutes. Deep, uninterrupted work. Last 5 minutes. Review and plan next steps. 3. The environment reset. Create triggers that signal deep focus. A specific playlist for focused work. A particular scent that signals concentration time. A designated workspace for important tasks. A pre-focus ritual to prepare your mind. But what about those moments when focus seems impossible? When your mind feels scattered and restless? This is where the concept of minimum viable focus comes in. Start with just 5 minutes. Anyone can focus for 5 minutes. Often, you'll find that once you start, momentum carries you forward. The digital age presents unique challenges to focus. Social media and smartphones are designed to hijack our attention. They trigger the same dopamine pathways as addictive substances. Breaking free requires understanding this and taking deliberate action. 1. Digital detox strategies. Turn off all notifications except from humans. Use apps that block distracting websites. Schedule specific times for email and social media. Create physical distance from your devices. 2. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately rather than letting it occupy mental space. This helps clear the mental clutter that often prevents deep focus. 3. The focus journal. Keep track of your focus sessions. When you work best, what distracts you? Your achievements during focus time. Patterns that emerge in your productivity. Remember that focus isn't just about work. It's about life. When you're with loved ones, be fully present. When you're exercising, engage completely with your body. When you're relaxing, allow yourself to truly rest. This full engagement in each moment is what the Buddhists call mindfulness. Elite performers in every field understand that focus is a competitive advantage. Athletes call it being in the zone. Musicians call it finding the groove. Artists call it flowing. Different names for the same phenomenon, a state of complete immersion and optimal performance. But here's what many people miss about focus. It's not just about blocking out distractions. It's about choosing what deserves your attention. Your focus is your life's filter. It determines what information you let in, what opportunities you notice, what connections you make. Think of your focus as a precious resource, perhaps your most precious resource. Every time you say yes to a distraction, you're saying no to something else. Every time you scatter your attention, you're diluting your potential impact. The most successful people in history were not necessarily the most talented or the most intelligent. They were often the ones who could maintain unwavering focus on their most important goals. They understood that energy follows attention. Where focus goes, energy flows. In a world that's constantly trying to distract you, maintaining focus is an act of courage. It's saying, "This matters enough for me to give it my full attention." It's choosing depth over breadth, quality over quantity, meaning over noise. Your ability to focus deeply will determine the quality of your work, the depth of your relationships, the richness of your experiences, the impact of your contributions, the fulfillment you find in life. The good news is that every moment offers a new opportunity to focus. Every distraction is a chance to practice returning to what matters. Every day is a fresh start to choose what deserves your precious attention. Remember, focus is not about forcing yourself to concentrate. It's about creating the conditions where concentration naturally occurs. It's about designing your environment, managing your energy, and choosing your priorities with intention. The world needs your focused attention. It needs your best work, your deepest thoughts, your most meaningful contributions. These can only emerge from periods of sustained, purposeful focus. Your mind is like a garden. What you focus on grows. Focus on fears, they grow. Focus on possibilities, they expand. Focus on problems, they multiply. Focus on solutions, they emerge. But what about those days when focus seems impossible? When your mind feels like a storm of thoughts and emotions? When the world's distractions seem overwhelming? These moments are not failures. They're opportunities to practice one of the most important aspects of focus, the art of returning. Think of focus like training a puppy. The puppy will wander, that's its nature. Your job isn't to prevent the wandering, but to gently, consistently bring it back. Each time you notice your mind has wandered and bring it back to your chosen focus, you're not failing at concentration. You're succeeding at awareness. The greatest athletes, artists, and achievers all face the same challenges. What sets them apart is not that they never get distracted, but that they've mastered the art of refocusing. They understand that focus is not a destination but a practice, not a state but a skill. Consider some of history's greatest achievements. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 different materials before finding the right filament for the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter was accepted. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. What these stories share is not just persistence, but focused persistence. They maintained their focus on their goal despite setbacks, despite distractions, despite the world telling them to give up. The modern world presents unique challenges to focus, but also unique opportunities. The same technology that can distract us can also help us focus. Apps that track and reward focus time. Tools that block distractions. Communities that support deep work. Resources for learning and growth always at our fingertips. But here's the crucial thing about focus in the digital age. It's not about completely eliminating distractions. That's impossible. It's about choosing your distractions intentionally. It's about designing your environment so that the path of least resistance leads to focus, not distraction. As we conclude our exploration of focus, remember this. Your ability to focus deeply is not just a productivity tool. It's a superpower that can transform every aspect of your life. In your career, deep focus leads to breakthrough ideas, quality work, and rapid skill development. In your relationships, focused attention creates deeper connections and more meaningful interactions. In your personal growth, sustained focus enables mastery, learning, and self-discovery. In your happiness, the ability to focus on the present moment is directly linked to life satisfaction. The time has come to make a choice. In a world that profits from your distraction, focus is an act of rebellion. It's a declaration that your time, your energy, your life is worth more than the endless stream of notifications and distractions. Today, right now, you can begin to cultivate this superpower. Start small. Choose one important task. Set a timer for just 25 minutes. Remove all obvious distractions. Focus completely for that time. Build gradually. Extend your focus periods. Take strategic breaks. Learn from each session. Celebrate your progress. Remember, every moment of focus is a vote for the person you want to become. Every time you choose depth over distraction, you're building your future. Every instance of sustained attention is strengthening your mental muscles. The world's greatest achievements, most beautiful art, and deepest insights have all emerged from periods of sustained focus. What could you achieve with that kind of power? What problems could you solve? What art could you create? What impact could you have? The power is in your hands. The time is now. Your focused attention is one of the most valuable resources on the planet. How will you use it? Don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't exist. Don't wait until you feel ready. Focus creates readiness. Don't wait for motivation. Action creates motivation. Start now. Start small. Stay consistent. Let today be the day you begin to master the superpower of focus. Let today be the day you choose depth over distraction. Let today be the day you start creating your masterpiece. Because in the end, what you focus on is what you become. Where you direct your attention is where you'll find your achievements. How you invest your focus is how you invest your life. The choice is yours. The power is yours. The time is now. Focus on what matters, and watch as the extraordinary unfolds.